Alright, good morning to you. I finally got this camera working. I don't know why, but it seems like every time, the second I go to use something, it's always broken. I wanted to go out and film a video, and I grabbed my camera. This thing's usually my go-to, my trusty old Canon G7X, never let me down, ever. And I go to turn it on, and the little lens thing, it wouldn't open. So I basically just broke the thing off. I don't know if that was a smart idea, but so now the camera works and it's functioning properly, and I'm still gonna continue to shoot my video. We'll see what it does to me in the long run, but for right now, it was the right decision, and let's get on with the video. Hey, do you guys wanna come outside with me? Come on. Woof, 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 woof. So what I gotta do today is split a cord of firewood. We're supposed to get some snow tonight, and it's a hell of a lot easier to split firewood when there's no snow and ice covering it than there will be tomorrow if we get six inches of snow or so. All this will all be covered, and it'll just be a miserable frozen mess. But today, it might be cold out, but there's at least no snow. I have to load up this truck here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna fill up the whole bed of the truck, and then we stack a row along the back here to hold all the wood in. And we've stacked it and measured it, and that's how we load and deliver a cord of firewood. And if you have no idea what a cord of firewood is, well, I'll show you. It's gonna wind up taking up the entire bed of that truck. This is what I consider one of the less glamorous parts of my life. It's not like I love to get out here and split firewood, but it's certainly a good way to make money. It's a good family business that my parents started. I figured if I'm gonna be out here, I might as well make a video of it, because I know there's a bunch of you guys out there who sit around on their couch and watch people do work. You go to work all day and then you come home and you watch videos of people work. If that's your thing, then keep enjoying this video. I think you'll have a great time. This here is our, I believe it's a timberwolf wood splitter. I'll ask my dad later on, and I'll put the information about this wood splitter in the description box below, because I don't really know everything about it. I do know how to operate it. But yeah, so this is our wood splitter. We have a 6-way wedge on there. We also have a 4-way wedge, but when you're splitting logs this size, if you have a 6-way wedge, you can usually split it through one time onto the conveyor, into the truck. Not too much fuss. We come around here, I'll show you. This is the engine on the wood splitter. This wood splitter, it used to, you could push one lever down and it would automatically send the wedge forward and then automatically send it back. It's a little worse for wear at the moment. It doesn't exactly operate like that, but if you keep one hand on these two levers that are closest to us at all times, you can just push it forwards and push it back, and basically that never stops moving back and forth the entire time, and that's going to get you your wood split up as fast as possible. This is our conveyor belt. This thing is very old. We had to replace this belt here several times, and this belt here is in very rough shape. The conveyor belt itself, it's got a big rip in one part. See if I can find it for you here. Big rip in it. Not the greatest thing in the world to work with. It is a little bit of a pain in the ass. It does tend to get jammed up quite a bit. If you're not careful, you just got to kind of keep an eye on things, keep this area kind of clear, make sure the wood stays moving. Or you will find yourself with a jammed up conveyor belt. Even if it is temperamental, it's still a lot easier to use the conveyor belt than it is to throw it in by hand. If you're doing it by yourself, it can take upwards of an hour doing it all by yourself. If you've got 2 to 3 people, you could do it in about a half an hour. Is about our quickest time we can do a cord of wood in if we got 2 or 3 people out here. But with one person, yeah, I don't know, I'm probably looking at least an hour, maybe a little bit more, depending on how much I fiddle with the camera in between. So just real quick, a quick couple of things thought I'd show you. One, radio headphones. if you're just stumbling across this video, you might have never seen these before. I know there's certainly a time in my life where I'd never seen these before. So maybe you're at that point in your life where you've never seen them before either. Radio headphones, big plus when you're sitting out here for an hour at a time. Second thing, it's not that sunny out, but I'm wearing sunglasses. These are sunglasses, and they're Pit Viper glasses. If you've seen my channel before, you recognize them for sure. They do a great job of actually covering your eyes, and I've had a fair amount of sawdust and wood chip blow up into my eyes and into my face, and it sucks when you get stuff in your eyes. So if I can help it, I put on a pair of glasses because it really sucks when you get stuff in your eyes. So without any further ado, let's get to work. So I just had to stop splitting and shut off the conveyor belt because something has got jammed in the conveyor belt and I can't fix it while it's running. So let me just show you real quick what I'm working with here. If you take a look at this belt here, the way it works and the way it sits on here, it allows for stuff to fall through this crack and onto the belt itself below it. And then that stuff gets caught under this wheel, and I don't know if you can tell. Let me try and get a good... You can see right here, there's something jammed in there, so now I have to grab a crowbar, and I have to wind back the conveyor belt manually to get the crud out from underneath the conveyor belt. And then once that's done, I can start this conveyor belt again and start splitting again. This usually happens 3 or 4 times every cord of wood. Right here, this was the size of the piece of wood that was caught under there, and you can see the nice little curve to it that it got from the wheel. That's a pretty meaty piece of wood. I understand why that stopped the conveyor belt. Now it's back to work. Look at the size of that piece there. What did I tell you? 2 or 3 times. This is number 2. All right, just like that, the truck is full. I shouldn't say just like that, it took me a long time to do that. I'll show you here. A full cord of wood here on the truck. Now, if you're wondering how long that took me, this time around doing it all by myself, and because I was filming, that took me 2 hours to do. But a lot of that was every time I had to move the camera, setting up the camera, took a lot of time. And then obviously, every time I have to get out and fix the bed of the truck, that takes extra time. Doing the stack in the bed of the truck, that takes extra time. So doing it by yourself, it does take quite a bit longer, but if I was out here with one other person, I could continuously split while they fixed the conveyor belt. Every time that got stuck, they could fix it, and they could also fiddle around in the bed of the trucks, making that stack and making sure the load kind of loads evenly. And then the other thing we usually have, if we have enough people out here, is the second or third person, whoever's out here, will grab all these cut pieces of wood and stack them right here, so you can just turn and grab them and throw them on. This is probably the closest you can get to a firewood processor without actually having one. Just a wood splitter, a conveyor belt, and then obviously behind me here is a Kubota excavator, and we use that to pick up the logs out of the stack, swing the logs around to where I'm standing now, and we cut them to size of what we want to split. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching this video of me splitting firewood. Hope it was somewhat exciting to you or informative in any sort of way. On that note, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.